Good morning, friends. Today I am going to take this session on the fundamental rights. Guys, we are doing the fundamental rights. So, in the fundamental rights part, we have done the maximum, that is, maximum we have completed the fundamental rights. Okay. So, our discussion starts from the articles 12 to 35. So, guys, we have done the articles 12 to 35, but we are left with only one article, guys. That is article 32. Why? Because article 32 is having the great significance, guys. Is having the great significance. That's why I am going to take this as a separate session, guys. Okay. So the chapter for the discussion is fundamental rights, guys. Okay. We are doing the fundamental rights. Okay. We are doing the fundamental rights. Okay. So in the fundamental rights, guys, what are fundamental rights? Fundamental rights are the rights given to the citizen against the states and are enforced by the courts is called as the fundamental rights. Okay. If we analyze what are the fundamental rights are the rights given to the citizens by means that is against the state and it are going to enforce by the courts are called the fundamental rights. So if you take article number 32 says that right to constitutional remedies, guys. It says right to constitutional remedies. Okay. So guys, right to constitutional remedy means, so this says if any of the fundamental rights that we are having, have violated by the state, then directly we can move to the Supreme Court through article number 32, guys. Okay, if any of the fundamental rights of the person have been violated, then directly we can move to the Supreme Court to avail that fundamental right through article 32. Okay, this is rights to constitutional remedies. Guys, these are the guaranteed rights. Okay, these are the guaranteed rights. And who is the guarantor? So the guarantor is the courts. So we are having the courts to take care of these articles. Okay, to care of these are the articles, and we call this article 32 is the rights for the protection, guys. Okay, guys, this right is going to protect the remaining articles and itself. Okay, so without article 32, then we can't discuss the article 12 to 35, guys. Article 12 to 35. Okay, article 32 is going to protect the article itself. Okay, article 32 is going to protect the remaining fundamental rights and also the article itself. Okay, that is article 32 protecting itself and the remaining fundamental rights. Okay, so without this article 32 we can't discuss the remaining fundamental rights, guys. Okay, that is the importance of the article. It is the right of the rights. It is called the right of the rights. And as I said that, so the guarantor is the courts. So courts are going to guarantee this article. So in what way? So the courts require some weapons, guys. We can say some weapons or instruments. Okay. So instruments. Courts require some weapons or the instrument to implement this right to constitutional remedies. Okay, so for that purpose we are having the so-called writs. So writs are the orders, we can say, or any documents, or this is a thing which court will issue who is violating the articles, guys. Okay, so the courts issue the writs to different authority like judiciary, executive and the state if any of the articles have been violated against that person, guys. Okay, so we have the courts can issue the writs against the lower courts also, guys. Okay, so that is courts can punish the courts itself. Okay, So we have the weapons, that is writs they are going to implement. So we have the writs like in Article 32 and Article 226. Okay, so Article 32 means we are having the Supreme Court. Article 222 means High Courts. Okay, so through Article 226, anyone can move to the High Court if the fundamental right has been violated or the restricted or the abrogated. Then same in the case with the Supreme Court. So you can directly move to the Supreme Court if your fundamental have been violated through Article 32, guys. Okay, so we are discussing this in this session. Okay, this is about the background of this article, guys. That is right to constitutional remedies. Okay, guys. So fundamental rights are the rights which are given to the citizen against the state and enforced by the courts. Okay, so this is about the basic part, guys. Now I am going to discuss the what are the writs. So what are the writs that are given to the courts by the constitution, guys? Okay, the constitution has given the writs to enforce the fundamental rights. So in this aspect, now I am going to discuss what are the writs that are present. What are the writs that are present for the court to process the fundamental rights. So as of now, guys, so as of today, we are having the 5 writs. As of today, we are having the 5 writs. Okay, so the first and foremost is the habeas corpus. Habeas corpus. What do you mean by habeas corpus? Guys, these are the Latin terms. These are the Latin terms. So habeas corpus. What do you mean by habeas corpus, guys? So habeas corpus means it is the writ issued by the court. That is so this writ can be issued by the Supreme Court or the High Court. Okay, this will be issued by the Supreme Court or the High Court. This is issued against the state. This is issued against the state, guys. Okay, so these courts will issue this writ against the state. So, and when the courts is going to issue this writ, okay, so when it feels that if it is any illegal detention, so if any illegal detention has happened against an individual, then they can issue the writs. Okay, guys. For example, if the myself has happened with any illegal detention, then I directly approach the court. Okay, then the court will issue the writs to the state. Okay, and if it is any illegal detention or if it is any violating the article, that is the personal liberty. Okay, so it is any violating is the personal liberty, that is Article 21, guys. So if it is any violating the Article 21, then you can directly move to the Supreme Court to apply for the habeas corpus. They will issue the writs against the state. That is personal liberty is violating, guys. Okay, so Supreme Court in a statement said that this writ cannot be taken away at any instance, guys. Guys, we have some exemptions to the fundamental rights also. So during during the martial law, so that is the military rule, does this writ can be taken away? No, guys. Okay, Supreme Court said that this right, that is fundamental right. This is 21 is very, very important. So this is the bedrock of the constitution, guys. Okay, so Supreme Court said that this article, this writ cannot be taken away, guys. Okay, this will be evergreen, so going to implement at any time, guys. Okay, so at any instance or any calamity, any issues, okay, this is not going to taken away. Okay, this is always evergreen writ. Okay, this is about the habeas corpus. Okay, guys, habeas corpus is the writ against the state by the Supreme Court or the High Court. So this will be issued through illegal detention or the personal liberty. Okay. Okay, guys. So next I will take the second writ. So if I take the second writ is about the mandamus. Okay. So the second one is mandamus, guys. Mandamus. So what do you mean by mandamus? The mandamus is to demand. To demand. So to demand the executive. To demand the executive, guys. Okay, these are the writs which are going to issue against the executive. Executive. So if any executive is not performing his duty, then you can go to this court and you can file the complaint such that the court can issue the mandamus writ to the executive. That is to demand. Like like for example, guys. So if any police, so at any police things, if for example the police need to file an FIR. Okay, if he is not filing an FIR, then directly you can go to the Supreme Court and then you can file the case. Okay, then they will issue the mandamus against that executive, that is against that police. Okay, then it will be processed. Then it will be processed. Okay, in this manner you have the right to demand your work. That is executive. So this mandamus will be issued against the executive, that is to demand, guys. Okay. So we go for the third one. Third one is the certiorari. Okay. So certiorari, guys. The fourth one we have the prohibition. Okay. So the third one is the certiorari and the fourth one is the prohibition, guys. Okay. So these two are the one which are issued against the lower courts. Lower courts, or you can say the lower judiciary. Okay, these are issued against the lower courts or the lower judiciary, guys. Guys, the grounds for this, both of this is same, guys. Okay, so the grounds on which they are going to issue this is same for both of these. But the what matters, during the time of the judgment, guys. Okay, the certiorari will take place after final judgment. Okay, so after final order. Okay, this prohibition will take during the proceedings. Okay, so during the proceedings we go for the prohibition to forbid. We can say it as forbid or stop. Forbid or stop. But in certiorari we go for the check. Okay, guys. So if you see that the certiorari is the one which will be the court will ask, and so they will check so whether the judgment that is given by the lower courts will be right or wrong. Either we need to do any amendment or it should be said the null and void. Then it will check. So it will check the final order. So the final order will deal with the certiorari. Whereas in the prohibition it is under the proceedings. It is under the proceedings. Then the courts, so that is Supreme Court or the High Court, can ask the lower courts forbid to stop your judgment of that case. Okay, like this manner, this is certiorari and the prohibition, guys. Okay, so these will be issued by the High Courts or the Supreme Courts against the lower courts or the lower judiciary, guys. Okay, the grounds are the same. So when the courts are going to issue this certiorari or the prohibition, guys. Okay, so we have the conditions in which the government is going to issue the certiorari, guys. Okay, so the government is the courts. The courts will issue these two writs, that is the certiorari and the prohibition, in the following conditions, guys. Okay, the first one is if he is not following the principle of natural justice. Principle of natural justice. Okay, if the lower courts are not following the principle of natural justice, then the High Courts or Supreme Court will issue these two writs, that is principle of natural justice. Or if the courts exceed jurisdiction. Okay, if the courts exceeds their jurisdiction, then they can issue. So what do you mean jurisdiction? It is the power of the court. So to what territorial extension that the courts are having their power, that is the jurisdiction, guys. If the courts exceeds their jurisdiction, then the Supreme Court or High Court will issue this writs. Okay, and the third one is the if they issue, so if they are taking the case which is of the no jurisdiction, so which is of no their jurisdiction, then in these three cases the certiorari and the prohibition will be issued against the lower courts. Okay, this is the importance of the certiorari and the prohibition, guys. Okay, now I will take the last one, guys. Okay, good, guys. So we have seen the principle that is the certiorari and the prohibition. The first one is the habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, prohibition. Okay, so the last one for the discussion is, okay, guys, this last one will take the on what authority. So on what authority, guys? That is called as quo warranto. Quo warranto. Quo means what? Quo means what? Warranto means authority. So on what authority you have taken this position, guys? On what authority you have taken this official public employment? So this will be issued against the executive. This will issued against the executive, guys. Okay, so if any person who is not qualified for the public place, then he is performing that duty, then simply we can move to the courts and they will be issued quo warranto on that concerned person, and he has to prove his excellence in the court. So this is called as, they will issue the showcase notice. Showcase notice. Okay, so they will issue this showcase notice to the concerned public authority, then they have to prove in the courts. It is called as quo warranto, guys. Okay, guys, these are the 5 writs that we are having in our constitution as of day, guys. Okay, these rights are called as prerogative writs. Prerogative writs. Okay, these are called as prerogative writs. Why these are called as prerogative writs? Guys, simply if you go and complain in the, if you go and file the case in the things, that is the High Court or the Supreme Court, simply they are not going to issue this writs case. Okay, the Supreme Court or the High Court, they need to feel, okay, they need to prove it as a justice. So if you feel that if the case that is given by you, if they feel as it needs to be justified, this that is this need to be justified and should be, judgment should be given, then only they will try, then only they will issue these writs. So simply if you go for case and they won't issue the writs as their wish. Okay, so it are the prerogative writs. So whenever the courts feel it is mandatory, it is required, it is has substantial strength in the case, then only they can issue those writs. That's why it is called as prerogative writs. Okay, so now after all this, I will take my discussion with the Article 32 and the Article 226, guys. Okay, so what are the difference that we are having in the Article 32 and the Article 226? Okay, so guys, as I said, the Article 32 means, so if any of the fundamentals have abridged, then you can move to the Supreme Court through Article 32, guys. Okay, so through Article 32, Article 226. Okay, so this we can directly move to the Supreme Court. This we can directly move to the High Court, guys. Okay, so if any of the fundamental rights have abridged, then you can move to the Supreme Court, but here you can move to the High Court. Fundamental rights. Okay, but the Supreme Court, that is the Article 32. So with respect to the rights, the Supreme Court are having the narrow, guys. Narrow, but this is having the wider, narrow jurisdiction. Narrow jurisdiction, but these are having the wider jurisdiction, guys. Okay, because this Article 226 proves that not only the fundamental rights, if any legal rights have been violated, then directly we can move to the 226, guys. Okay, but in 32 we have only with fundamental rights. We have only with fundamental rights. This we are having the fundamental plus legal rights. Okay, that's why it is wider. That's why it is wider. So whereas this is the narrow jurisdiction. Okay, so and after that, if you see the Article 32 itself, itself fundamental right. So whereas 226 is not fundamental right. 226 is not the fundamental right. So here 32 is protecting itself. 32 is protecting itself, but whereas 226 is not protecting itself. Okay, so these are the few distinctions that we are having between the article 32 and the article 226, guys. Okay, with this we are done with the fundamental rights, guys. Okay, so guys, I think I have clearly explained what exactly fundamental rights is, provisions and all those things. So in the next session I am going to take the directive principles of state policy, which are very important for our discussion, guys. Okay, thank you one and all.